beam facility outside of Eugene, Oregon. This part of the state of Oregon is really gorgeous territory, and it qualifies as a temperate rainforest, and it's nestled right amidst the coastal mountain range, so that we're looking at almost a microclimate. Most of the trees that grow around here are Douglas fir. But let's meet our general sales manager here, Steve Kilgore, who's going to give us a plant tour. Hey, Steve, how are you?
Hi, Bob. Great. Welcome.
Thank you. Isn't this amazing? Look at the size of these glue laminated beams you got up here. Tell us first, before we take the tour, whose idea was it? Who invented the glue lamp?
Well, actually, what happened with glue lamps was about 100 years ago over in Europe. On the job site, what you'd have happen is the guys would get dimensional lumber, and they wanted to have a beam. So they would actually do that there at the job site.
On the job site.
Right.
And eventually what we've come up with is what we see here. This is pretty typical of, in terms of size, right?
Right. Well, yeah, we can make them 8 feet deep and 130 feet long,
right.
But typically they go into residential application.
Yeah.
So we're talking about a smaller size.
Is this a coincidence, or do you often have the central rings located within one of these?
Well, basically, we're coming from second and third growth timber, which grows in our Western Oregon timberlands here.
Okay.
And it's smaller dimension, 7 to 12 inches in diameter. So you're going to make 2x4s and 2x6s, and they'll have a hard center.
Sure. So where should we start the tour?
Let's go over here to the finger joint line.
How exactly does it work?
Well, the scarf machine goes through, creates a finger, applies the glue, then it is cured with a heat from radio frequency, something like a microwave oven, and then it's cured by the time it gets down to the other end of the plant.
Great. And then what's the next step?
Periodically throughout the day, we have to test these finger joints to ensure the quality. We test them to destruction to ensure that there's wood failure and not the glue line.
Then how do you actually assemble the pieces that are going to form a glue lamp?
Okay, the ribbons travel down this line, they go down to the end, and there they're laid up in a recipe of the designated grades that we have.
A recipe, so that you're designating which pieces of lumber go where within the glue lamp?
Exactly, Bob. What we do is we machine stress rate and we visually grade the lumber to specific grades.
Isn't all the lumber just as strong?
No, it's not, Bob. As you know, it comes from a tree with the sap on the outside being the stronger lumber, and the heart is a little bit weaker.
Where would the strongest lumber be placed?
The strongest lumber is on the bottom and on the top, and the weaker lumber is on the inside. Here's where we begin the glue extrusion process. The beam is already laid up in dry form. It's going to travel under the extruder, and glue is applied to the face bond and goes on over to the wicket loader.
So, they're called glue laminated beams. Let's talk about the glue involved. It's not regular carpenter's glue that I can buy over the counter.
No, Bob, it's specially formulated by many glue companies around the country.